They are releasing 4. But if they release, I don't know, the 28th that also mess with Last Epoch and people are also going to be pissed. If they release the 10th or the 8th that also messes with Last Epoch and people are going to be pissed. There was no win situation in here for GGG because this is already their timeline, dude. People were going to be pissed either way. Last Epoch was going to be screwed either way. Hey guys, today I have this video here from Sammy Caps that is called Last Epoch and POE 2 Content Clash. There will be no winners. And of course this title caught my attention because we know that there is right now a lot of drama since POE 2 announced that they are going to release their new patch in April 4th, 2 days after the Last Epoch patch, which is coming in April 2nd. So there is a lot of drama, a lot of people saying that GGG did this on purpose to mess with Last Epoch. I already made a video about this, giving my opinion, and I think that there is nothing malicious in part of GGG by doing this. And if they did it on purpose, it is fair game too. I don't think this is that big of a deal. I think that people are blowing it out of proportion. That is my personal opinion. I have more to say, but probably I will say it throughout the video. Let's see what Sammy Caps has to say in here. This is the first time I will be reacting to one of his videos, but I have watched several of his videos on my own time. I like them a lot, so I imagine this is going to probably be a good video. So let's see.
April Fools is still several weeks away, but it looks like the ARPG space wants to get an early entry in. And I'm talking about this latest controversy that's happening in the ARPG genre, and that's between Path of Exile 2 and Last Epoch. As everyone has just been made aware, Last Epoch, which has already announced that their Season 2 is going to be on April 2nd, well, with that out in the public, Grinding Gear Games just dropped some content update, being that on March 27th, they're going to provide a live stream and reveal of their 0.2 content update, which is going to go live, are you ready? On April 4th, just 2 days after the release of Season 2 of Last Epoch. Now, normally, this kind of announcement would come with major fanfare. Everyone that has been playing Path of Exile 2 is just salivating at getting some new content in their hands. However,
like that.
This comes with a little controversy, and in today's video we're just going to go over that. And really, it's my estimation that everyone is going to be a loser with this kind of timeline, and I hope to explain that in this video. Here is
that is a hard, I don't know, a tough way of putting it, right? Like, everyone is a loser in this situation. Do I agree with that? Like, I like Last Epoch a lot, and I really want to play the new stuff. But I for sure will play POE 2 when the patch comes out. Do I feel like I will be losing because I am abandoning Last Epoch? It depends. It depends on how good the thing is, right? I still don't know because I won't know until I play it. Once I play it, I will probably know. But for now, I don't know if this necessarily means that we lose. You have to also remember that content creators make it seem, and I am not talking about Sammy necessarily, I am talking about everyone in any game, and not necessarily ARPGs. This happens in MMOs and shooters and every game. They make it seem like when new content drops, you have to be there. Like some kind of FOMO, or fear of missing out. Like the day the new patch drops, you have to be there playing. While in reality, you don't really need or have to be there, right? What I mean by this is that if you play Last Epoch and you are enjoying it, you can stick to it. And the same goes both ways. Like, you can drop Last Epoch, play Path of Exile 2 until you are done, and then go back to Last Epoch. Like, there is no pressure to play the day the patch drops. I know some people are going to use the argument, or no, you get left behind, the economy or whatever. You get left behind by who? By doing what? You are not competing for anything. You are just playing the game at your own pace. Everything is cool, right? And content creators are incentivized to draw hype up towards the patch dates because, hey, it is views, it is stuff like that. And it is also not necessarily content creators, but the internet in general does this. And it creates this feeling in the person that is expectating content creators and the internet and Twitter and Reddit and all of that, like, oh, I have to be there. You don't have to be there, bro. You don't have to be there. So you can, what I'm trying to say with this is that you can probably, if you enjoy both games, you will probably be able to play both of them. And that is what I'm trying to say. Not at the same moment, at the same time, when they drop, because they are overlapping, but at your own time, at your own pace, at your own convenience, you will be able to do it. Like, there is no one not letting you do this, you know. I'm the type to go back to a game to play new old things if they are new to me, if I get distracted. But I think the idea is that not how the majority works. They might actually not go back. Yeah, I understand that entirely. There are people that just get bored and don't go back, and they move to something else. I understand it completely. But I also come back if there is something missing. As you saw me playing the last few days, like we are, what, 3.5 months into POE 2, and I still had like some Pinnacle content missing. I was playing POE 1 because of the Frisia event, but I came back to POE 2 to finish the Pinnacle content, right? So I can definitely go back to finish stuff that I didn't finish before. So I also talk for myself. I can go back and do stuff if I want to. So there is no pressure. Content creators have pressure because they need to release content around the patch day. They need to have content ready. People are going to watch, blah, 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 blah. Don't fall for the trap. If you are not a content creator, you are not involved in this yet, you just want to play and have fun, don't get involved in this yet. Of course, you can do it if you want. I am not telling you what you need to do. I am just telling you that there is no pressure for you. You can do whatever you want. I understand that in the whatever you want, what a lot of people wanted was at least 1 week of Last Epoch and then POE 2 or the other way around. Unfortunately, that is not what is happening unless Last Epoch makes the date earlier, right? And again, I don't think that GGG made this on purpose. They wanted just to drop the patch because we are 4 months without news. We are 4 months without changes, without anything. People are starving for content. They just want to release the patch as soon as they can. And the 4th of April is the soonest that they can release the patch, and they are dropping it that date. Brother, I guarantee it is that way. The date Last Epoch was going to drop their shit was nowhere to be found like a variable when they were deciding when to drop the patch. It was just, hey, where is the soonest, I don't know, what is the first date that it is viable for us to drop this patch? No, the 4th of April. Okay, drop it that day. And that was the decision process in here, dude. That's the idea of FOMO. After they catch POE 2, they might go on to the next new thing and not go back to Last Epoch. Yeah, that is, I understand that a lot of people work like that. It's really just an L for Last Epoch, honestly, yeah. GG is not obligated to wait until everyone has played Last Epoch content to drop. It would be purely out of politeness if they did that. Doesn't actually benefit purely. Exactly. And it will in fact be bad for POE. Because what I am saying, people are asking for content in POE 2. People want content in POE 2. Are they going to push back and let people keep complaining about no content? Let the player base keep dropping in the graph, in the Steam charts, to be polite to another game in another company? There is no way in hell you do that, brother. No way in hell you do that. Tengo hambre pa Druid. Brother, yo también, dude. How you do it, Captain Cakeman, my dude? I also want the Druid, and I am wishing they reveal the Druid. And by the way, there are a lot of people mad at GGG, like, oh, they lost a lot of goodwill with the player base by doing this. This is a scummy shit. First of all, I already said that I don't believe that is the case. And second of all, and they say, I am going to play Last Epoch just out of spite because GGG is doing this shit. I guarantee you that a lot of those people, not everybody, because there are people that genuinely like Last Epoch more. Maybe when they try the patch, they will fall in love with the game and they will continue playing the game because they genuinely like it. But I guarantee you that a lot of people that today are complaining about GGG and saying I am going to play Last Epoch because yes, are going to change their mind on the 27th when GGG makes the full showcase of the patch and they realize it is going to be something insane and they say, I have to play this shit. I will be like, brother, it will be hilarious seeing all of those people changing their mind. It will be insanely cool, dude.
Some of the rhetoric that's going on, and as you can see here, Path of Exile 2 and Last Epoch, a clash of release dates, and there's been some takes, and Zizaran, you know, Last Epoch 2nd of April, Path of Exile 4th of April, the two amazing things next to each other, which it was more spaced out. Udijo is really hyped about the choice of launch. The launch date is horrible. And there's a lot of stuff. You know, Gazi says that he's beyond himself excited for both LE and POE 2, but the scheduling is horrendous. Like, I can go on and on and on. Like, there's a lot of negativity coming back to Grinding Gear Games about this.
Maybe it is just me, dude. Maybe it is just me. And I am excited for Last Epoch. I have said before that Last Epoch has the best skill system out of any ARPG that I have played. Yes, even better than POE 2. And when I say a skill system, I mean the way you gain your skill and you use it and you enhance it. I do consider that the way that in Last Epoch you pick a skill and you have a skill tree specific to that skill is better than what you have in POE. In POE it is you get a skill gem and then you support it with other support gems. So these are the two systems that I am comparing. Support gems versus a skill tree system. The Last Epoch one is better in my opinion. I like it more. But still, I do consider that overall as a game, POE is a better game, right? POE 2 specifically. I am excited for Last Epoch, but I am hyped as fuck for POE 2. So I won't come in here and lie to you guys and tell you that I am sad because POE 2 is releasing their patch next to Last Epoch. I am not. The truth is, and I am sorry if this makes me seem weird. I don't know. I am sorry, guys. But the truth is that I don't give a fuck. I want to play Last Epoch. I will play those 2 days. But the truth is that I really, really, really want to play the new patch for Path of Exile 2. That is what I care about. You know? And I don't know if a lot of the content creators are feeling the same way or they genuinely want to try the game or they just wanted to milk the 2 games and it is going to be hard to milk the 2 games when they are overlapping. Again, I am not targeting everyone in here. I am just throwing theories out in the air of why people are over dramatizing this so much. Because I've seen many videos talking about this shit. And to me, it is not that big of a deal. People will play the game that they like more and that's it. And if people are choosing to play Last Epoch, Path of Exile 2, it is not the fault of GGG, like, and people don't play Last Epoch. Like, you should have made a better game. You should have released earlier when nothing was happening in the ARPG space. Like, you can't blame GGG. You can't blame GGG. You can blame them for making an awesome game, of course. But, like, you have to make your game awesome in the first place so people choose to play your game, right? And that is what I'm trying to say in here. I am sorry if I seem weird. Stop being a pussy. Just play both games. Exactly. I think those content creators aren't happy because they want to fund the viewership efficiently. Going from day 2 Last Epoch content and having to go right to POE might not be great for them. Exactly what I was saying. Last Epoch season will last for 12 months anyways. Exactly. That goes with what I was saying earlier. Nah, that's 100% it. Exactly.
Announcement, knowing before they made the announcement that Last Epoch was going to come out season 2 on April 2nd. And there you go. Zizran's in it on again. If they release on the 2nd, people will play for 2 days and then play POE 2. That's an insane suggestion. You can go back and forth. There's people that I'm going to play Path of Exile 2. There's people that say I'm going to play Last Epoch. And there's people that are going to go back and forth. To me, At the end of the day, obviously, everyone is going to make their own decision, but it's a decision that really shouldn't have been put forth in front of us, in my humble opinion. I have to say, both.
I mean, it would be better if we wouldn't have to decide. I would agree with that. It would be better. But saying it shouldn't, like that, those are strong words, right? Those are strong words. Like there is some kind of, I don't know, oath that these companies need to preserve to not mess with each other. There are no laws or rules or oaths in here, dude. Like they can just do whatever. Like free for all, right? I don't think it shouldn't be. I would prefer if it wasn't, right? But again, why did Last Epoch take so long to do the patch? If they would have released this patch in February, everyone would have played that shit because there was nothing to do in that timeline in any other ARPG. So why not look at that? Why look at GGG as the bad guys? I don't think it is as easy as that. And I also don't think that it shouldn't be this way. It is what it is. It is what it is.
11th Hour Games Studio and Grinding Gear Games have been very respectful of each other's timelines, and I understand you can't always drop content that completely respects the other games that are out there, and this may be the case for Grinding Gear Games, but it's my humble opinion that this announcement of Grinding Gear Games launching Point 2 on April 4th, only 2 days after Season 2 for Last Epoch, it's a no-win situation for nobody. It's going to divide part of the player base, and unfortunately, both games are not going to benefit from it, in my opinion.
This part I do agree with. Because no matter what happens, yes, GGG and Path of Exile 2 is the top dog. So they don't have anything to fear. Everything will work out all right for them. They don't have anything to fear. But at the same time, it is true that the possible high number of players they were going to get the day of the release, they are going to get less because Last Epoch just launched their shit, right? Because out of the portion of players that are overlapping between, let's say, I am just going to throw random numbers, but just so you understand what I am trying to say. Let's say that out of the 100% of players that were going or that are going to play Path of Exile 2 in the day of the release of the patch, 20% out of that 100% overlaps with Last Epoch, are players that play both games. So that 20% plays Last Epoch on the release date, right? So now we look at that 100%. It is 20%, but it is 100% of the players that overlap. When Path of Exile 2 releases the patch, some of them are going back to Path of Exile 2, but a portion of them will stay in Last Epoch. Let's say, for argument's sake, that it is 30% out of that 20%. You are losing that amount of players because you decided to release it close to Last Epoch. Yes, everything will work fine. You are losing the 30% out of a 20% with just random numbers. It is not that big of a deal, but you are losing players, right? So I do agree with this statement that it is not the best case scenario for any of the two companies because both of them are going to lose players to the other game. That is what is going to happen, 100%. The amount of players, we don't know. Will this really have an impact of either game? We don't know. But it is true. And this is an undeniable truth that both games will see less players that they could have seen in any other date because of the other game. That is true, brother. I do have to agree with this. At the same time, as a player and as someone that wants to play Path of Exile 2, I would be mad if he decided to push back the patch because they want to respect Last Epoch. Fuck that. I want to play the patch as soon as I can. If you want to release it sooner, I am happy with that too. But later, fuck that. So if Last Epoch doesn't like it, they can delay it or put it forward like before. Release it earlier, you know. Why should they respect the others' timeline? They are competitors and competition gives us better games. Yep, I agree completely.
Now, I'm going to try to play both, but like Zizaran brightly highlighted, so I'm going to start Last Epoch on April 2nd. And although, yes, I would say the grind is quicker on Last Epoch than it is on Path of Exile 2, what are you going to do? You're going to put the game, like, I'm going to stop playing on April 4th. That's probably what I'm going to have to do. And if I'm having a good time and the game is grabbing me, it's going to feel awful to put it to the side. And I'm going to go.
But again, my dude, brother, I understand what you are going through because I am also in this content creation shit. You are looking at it through the glasses of content creation. You know that as a content creator, you have to prioritize Path of Exile 2 because it is the bigger game and it drives more views. So you have to prioritize that game. And that is why you say, when Path of Exile 2 drops, I will have to drop Last Epoch and go to Path of Exile 2. But that is us as content creators. Players in general don't have to do anything. They will play whatever they want to play. There is no obligation on playing any game. So I think we have to stop looking at this as content creators and looking as the player base. GGG don't care. They release the Kraken. And I am happy, dude. I am happy. I think I am, brother. I've seen so many videos of so many people complaining about this that I'm feeling like I am alone, like I am out of touch. Or I am happy. I want to play the Path of Exile 2 patch. So I don't know. I don't care, dude. I don't care. I feel bad for Last Epoch because I said this yet. First and everybody, you have to remember this. I don't want anybody talking shit that I am out of empathy and I don't care about other shit because I was the first one that said this shit 2 fucking weeks ago. Where is it? Last Epoch can catch a break. 3 weeks ago. 3 fucking weeks ago, I said this shit. First than everybody because I already predicted that whatever date GGG would choose would mess with Last Epoch. It didn't matter what day they chose. Everybody was going to be pissed off at GGG. You have also to remember this. Because if we look at the fucking schedule, at the calendar, they are releasing 4. But if they release, I don't know, the 28th, that also mess with Last Epoch, and people are also going to be pissed. If they release the 10th or the 8th, that also messes with Last Epoch, and people are going to be pissed. There was no win situation in here for GGG, because this is already their timeline, dude. People were going to be pissed either way. Last Epoch was going to be screwed either way. And yes, I do feel bad for them, because the game is cool, the patch is looking awesome. But what can you do, brother? GGG has to release their patch. They are under fire because of no content. And they already announced that it was to be 1 month from February 20th. So, since that announcement, if I knew that I am a piece of shit YouTuber from Latin America, I knew that Last Epoch was going to be in trouble because of that. Since 3 weeks ago, they should have known, and they should have moved the date. Simple as that. Simple as that. This is the GGG is not to fault in here, and I will defend that position. And not because I am sucking GGG stick or I am a shit or whatever. I am just using logic and pragmatism and removing emotions from this shit.
Play Path of Exile 2, and then while I'm playing Path of Exile 2, if I had fun in Last Epoch, that's always going to be in the back of my mind. So it just sets up for a really sour experience for the people that really were looking forward to playing both games. This is it's not a win-win for anybody. And I'm really surprised. And I have to say, if we look at some of the rhetoric that's happening here, like some people are saying, you know, my motivation to support GG is dwindling. And this is about the fact that they're releasing 0.2 2 days after Last Epoch. Some die-hard Path of Exile 2 lovers have chosen,
they are saying this now, but when GGG reveals the patch in the 27 and they see, oh, the patch is going to be huge, they will flop like little bitches. Not all of them, a lot of them.
You know what? Me and my friends, we're playing Last Epoch Season 2 in April. Now, don't get me wrong. That is just a little tidbit of what's out there. There's also the other side of the spectrum. I'm going to play Path of Exile 2. Don't get me wrong. My point is, I would bet that prior to this whole shit show with Path of Exile 2, it wouldn't have even been a question. I would say 99.9% of the people would select Path of Exile 2 over Last Epoch just because of its popularity. But however, considering what's happened in the last 3 months with early access, considering all the noise that's out there around how Grinding Gear Games handled this, you think they would have that in their back of their mind and say, you know what, let's give a couple of weeks gap from Season 2.
They can do that, bro. They can do that because they are already under fire. Like, you have to understand that the majority of people, the majority of players, the peak that you saw on Steam of 500k players, plus people that play on console and people that play on their own launcher. So it is more than 1 million players. A lot of them don't even know that Last Epoch exists. You have to understand this shit, brother. A lot of them don't even know that Last Epoch exists. We know because we are ARPG enthusiasts and we are on this shit all day long. So GGG can't risk losing this huge player base of all the amount of players they have to please a little piece of the pie of the people that want to play both games. They can't delay the game 2 weeks to respect that shit because the whole player base, massive player base they have, is starving for content in Path of Exile 2. They can't delay their shit unless it is necessary because of the game itself. What I mean is, if the reason is the patch is scuffed, it is fucked up, we need a couple more weeks to fine-tune it, to smooth things out, to polish it, okay, delay it. At that point, you can't do anything else. But the patch is ready, but we are going to delay it to be nice to the other guys. Nah, there is no way in hell you do that. There is no way in hell you do that shit. Yo, Blanque, my dude, how you doing, brother?
To Last Epoch, and let's drop point 2 in the middle of April or the 3rd week of April. Is 2 to 3 weeks really gonna put a wrench into things for their early access roadmap?
Yes.
I don't know. Maybe it is. Maybe
Yes.
they purposely.
Yes, because I will tell you why. I will tell you why. Because people are saying, because they don't know how to count months, people are already saying that we are 4 months in without content. And we are 3.5 months in. Not even 3.5. Less than 3.5. It will be 4 months when the patch drops. Counting. 6 December to 6 January. 1 February, March, April. When the patch drops, that will be the 4th month. But people are already saying we are 4 months without content because the perception of time that people have is fucked up. So yes, they can't risk it in any way. 3 weeks, 2 weeks is a lot of time in gamer time. You know, gamers think that 2 weeks is a long fucking time. So yes, just delaying in 2 weeks is a huge problem when you consider all the troubles that they are already going through because of delaying shit. They can't keep delaying shit, dude. They can't keep doing it. This drama could also be good for Last Epoch since nobody knows Last Epoch exists. This could bring more guys to it. Hey, that is true, and I didn't think it that way. A lot of Path of Exile players that don't know that Last Epoch exists, now that everybody's talking about this shit because of the drama, now they know that Last Epoch exists. That is also true. In fact, that happened to Path of Exile with Diablo. Remember that? When Diablo 4 launched, Diablo 4 drew a lot of attention towards Path of Exile. Because Diablo 4 brought a lot of players towards the ARPG community. Diablo 4 sucked dick. And content creator said there is another game called Path of Exile that is really good. And then the next league that Path of Exile dropped was the huge, like the best league they ever released in terms of players. Because of all the Diablo 4 players that came to Path of Exile. Maybe this is a scenario like that. Path of Exile is giving publicity, advertising towards Last Epoch.
Did want to compete with Last Epoch and say, you know what, we don't want, we want the whole cake and eat it too. Unfortunately, it's my guesstimate that that is going to come with a price, because as I showed you, there are people that are saying, you know what, I don't think you're going to fix the game with 0.2 yet. You still need some more time to cook. I
don't like the word fix in this scenario, because that implies that the game is broken or is bad. I don't know. I think Path of Exile 2 is a masterpiece. It is an awesome game, and it belongs in a museum. It is art, dude. If you want to show to someone that video games are art, you show them Path of Exile 2. It is art. So I don't know if I like the word fixing. The game won't be complete with 0.2 or the Dawn of the Hunt, as the patch is called. That is true. It won't be complete. But it will probably improve the game a lot. Because yes, although I think it's art, it has its flaws. And I can make a 1-hour video just talking and ranting about, complaining about all the shit that I think it should be improved in the game. It doesn't mean it isn't awesome, So the next patch can and will probably improve things a lot and will drive the game closer to completion. But I don't know if I like the word fixing, because I don't think the game is not fixed or unfixed or whatever, or broken or in need of being fixed. It is in need of being improved for sure. But I think that in its current state, it is already better than any other ARPG out there. So, like, the sky is the limit. They can only go up, dude.
enjoy Last Epoch. So there are part of the player base that is saying that. So it's going to be very interesting to see how this pans out. Bottom line, this is not good for anybody. This is not a win-win. This is a lose-lose. So let me know what you think. What's that?
Like, as we said earlier, for the companies, it is probably a lose-lose, because we said that invariably, they are going to lose players to the other game. How many, for how long, we don't know, but it is going to happen. But to me, as a player, do I consider this a lose-lose for me? I don't. The fastest I can get the Path of Exile 2 update, that is a win for me. And if the 4th of April was the soonest they could do it, then that is a win for me. I don't care about anything else. And this is the player in me talking, not the content creator. Because let's be honest, I do want to make a career out of creating content, but this is still not my career. I don't earn shit from this. So in some ways, the player in me is more excited about things, you know? And I am more excited about playing the Path of Exile patch. And the soonest I can play it, hey, the soonest I will be happier, you know? So, hey, I don't know what to tell you. And for my size, if I release a Last Epoch video, nobody watches that shit. Nobody cares. Nobody fucking cares. So I am not thinking about this for content creation. In fact, people care for my Path of Exile 2 videos. So most of all, I want Path of Exile to drop the content so I can keep going with Path of Exile all the time. So even the content creator in me likes that Path of Exile is doing this shit. So there is no way that I can change my mind on this shit. I do think it is unfortunate for Last Epoch and for 11th Hour Game. I feel bad for them empirically. But at the same time, I don't think that GGG is being malicious. I don't think they should care. And I think that content creators are blowing this out of proportion. Maybe to far views today with the drama, and because they won't be able to far views the days this shit drop, to far views with it. That I don't know. And I am not talking about Sammy here specifically. I love Sammy's videos, and this is a very good video. I am talking in general because there is like a lot of drama regarding this shit, and I can't, like, maybe it is me. Maybe I am the one that is weird and it's crazy because I don't understand what the problem is. I don't see the problem. The last Epoch season was 71k players. I don't think it will reach 100k players, and that are a lot of its momentum is gone. I think it will still feel like too much junk and that people will prefer POE 2 anyway. I really hope that it gets more than 100k, brother. I do think that you are like, your reasoning is on point, but I do hope that they get more than 100k players. And I also think that I hope that they fix a lot of shit and the game is not janky, right? Because you're saying too much junk or whatever. I hope the game is not janky. I hope that the game is cool, that everything they did is awesome. People will still prefer to play POE 2. You understand what I'm saying? Even if everything they did is cool, they improve the game by a ton, there is no jankiness, there is no bullshit, people will still prefer to play Path of Exile 2, and that is a reality. I think it's run out of proportion as well. Yeah. Don't worry, amigo. In due time, you'll get bigger than a Samantis Campbell video had me cracking up. Yo, thank you, Cactus, my dude. Thank you very much, brother. Yeah. I know the moment will come. I said it in there, not like, oh, I deserve to be bigger or whatever, but to contextualize. Because when you watch videos for content creators, like a lot of their opinions they give are from the view of a content creator. So as a player, you can't 100% relate to their view because you are not facing the same issues they are facing. So I am trying to separate the content creator in me from the player in me. And that is why I am giving you the two examples. The player in me wants to play Path of Exile 2, the new patch, as soon as you can. And I don't care about anything else. You know? The content creator in me also wants the Path of Exile 2, because even if I say, well, but I want to create content about Last Epoch, I am not at a size where people care about my Last Epoch videos. If I release videos about Last Epoch, nobody watches that shit because I am not big enough. So from the two perspectives, I don't give a fuck in my own like selfish manner. Give me the Path of Exile 2 shit done. And from a third-party perspective, like if I detach myself and I just look at this objectively, again, I don't think that GGG did it maliciously. They just wanted to release the patch the soonest they could. And even if it was malicious, what is the problem? Like, I don't understand. They don't have to care. They don't have to care. It is also, why are we detaching responsibility from the other company to also choose a good release date, to release a good enough game that people choose to play their game over the other one? Why is all the responsibility on GGG? Isn't that unfair, dude? And I am not saying it again to suck GGG's dick. I am being pragmatic here, trying to look at this objectively. I don't know. That is what I feel, dude. Yo, Captain, you know it. That shit is from that movie. Brought to you by Carl Jr. You know that shit is from that movie, dude. Yo, Slurpee, brother.
The fence are you on? Are you selecting one game over the other? And once you're done with that one, you may go to the other one. Are you trying to divide your time in half?
I don't plan that shit because I am the type of person, I do what I feel in the moment. It can happen, totally happen, that I have been playing Path of Exile 2 for 3 days. I am bored down and I say, I am going to play Last Epoch for a couple of hours because that is what I feel like doing. I am that type of person. I don't have to plan out what I am going to do 3 fucking weeks from now. I don't know how I am going to be feeling. I don't know how I am going to be liking each patch. I am not going to plan out this shit. I am just going to do whatever I feel like doing.
And try to play both. Where are you on this spectrum? And what are your thoughts on grinding gear games dropping 0.2 2 days after Season 2 of Last Epoch. I would love to hear your comments. The good news is, at least we're getting a new class in Path of Exile 2, amongst other things.
I am still on hope you that we are going to get more classes because I still think we can get the druid. Please, GG, give me the druid. Give me the druid, brother.
They're doing a live reveal on the March 27th, which we're going to cover.
Of course.
I think there's going to be a lot more stuff that we're not going to know. They're going to do a couple of mic drops on that live reveal, but only time will tell. And
that live will be so huge that a lot of the people that said, fuck GGG, I am not going to play their season because blah, 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 they are going to change their mind when they see the reveal. I guarantee it, brother. At least 70% out of those 100% people.
Anyway, let me know how you feel. It's sad, guys. It really is sad.
It is sad. It is sad. I don't think that they should care or they did it maliciously. But ultimately, it is sad. Because I do think that 11-hour games are doing a good job. They are working hard on Last Epoch. The game is good and it's cool. And they are going to get destroyed. Like, it is a little unfair, right? So it is sad. But it is also what it is. And I live this every fucking day when other videos destroy my videos. like
have been dealt with differently, in my humble opinion. Anyway, let me know your thoughts. And as always, thank you for watching. We'll hope to see you next time. Take care. The opinions expressed.
I do think this was a good video because it prompted us to talk about a lot of this shit. But again, I already said all my opinions in this. So at this point, I will be repeating myself. But thank you, Sammy, for an awesome video. Again, guys, I recommend this channel. I watch a lot of his videos and I like them a lot. And this was a cool video. Thank you very much, my dude. What do you guys think? Am I right? Am I wrong? Am I a clown? Am I a genius? Let me know everything in the comments below. I love reading comments even when they don't agree with me. Also, remember to like the video, to subscribe to the channel, all that cool stuff. Guys, thanks for being here. You guys are fucking awesome. God bless ya. And remember, don't be afraid ever because this is just a ride.